Yo, what's going on YouTube? I am Germ here. In this video today, we're going to be going over my picks for the 5 AWP skins in CSGO that I think are the best investments right now. The 5 AWP skins that I am going to be buying, or I'm going to be at least looking at buying and considering buying before CS2 comes out, because obviously when CS2 comes out, we expect there's going to be a big player base boom. We expect the market's going to go crazy. We expect prices are going to rise. So we want our money and our investments to be in the right places. And since I've come back to CSGO over the past couple months, I've been adding very, very aggressively to my portfolio. I've been looking at a ton of charts. I've been looking at a ton of skins, and I've been trying to find the best. And I really think what makes a good investment is a skin that has been proven to already be a good investment over the past couple years, to just be consistently going up and up and up and up, not any super volatile crashes and booms, not any just hype moments, just consistent growth, a skin that people like, a skin that people buy, a skin that has demand. I think there's a couple of really important factors like demand, rarity, age, all that stuff. Demand is for sure king in CSGO, but we're going to be going over 5 of these AWPs that I think are going to be very, very good performers, and like I said, I definitely have my eye on. And the first one here actually surprised me. It is the AWP Redline. Now, when I'm looking at investments, I'm not usually looking at like budget skins very often. Not to say that the AWP Redline is budget. I think it's like $80 right now, or something, $86. But I think as far as investment grade skins go, $86 is kind of budget, because again, when you're going for investments, you don't really want to be dealing in low to mid tier skins. You want to be going for the mid to upper to really, really upper tier stuff, because that's going to be the things that are rare, that are old, that are high in demand, that people actually want. And they're going to be the things that are going to appreciate the best and the most. Again, you don't want to make 10% on $100. We want to be making 10% on $1,000 or $10,000 or $50,000 or whatever. That's where the money's going to be. So, I know a lot of times people are kind of pushed away from investing. So like, oh, this is way too expensive, or that's too much to spend on a video game or whatever. But it's like, look at big time investors in stocks or crypto or anything like that. It's never $100. You want to get rolling. And yes, obviously with an $80 skin, you could buy 100 of them, but I just don't really think that makes too much sense. But the AWP Redline actually has a very, very good graph. If you look at this thing, I mean, way back when, this thing was as low as like $7, and it has just absolutely killed it since then. Again, like I said, it's about $86 or something right now. But this has just been good. It's been consistently good. One thing I like to do is, just kind of look back and see like each year where this thing has been. So if we look back, like I said, around $86 right now. If we look back to like last June, which is a year ago, it's about $60. If we go back to a June before that, it's about $50. If we go back to a June before that, it's like $34. This thing has just been consistent growth. And like I said, I wouldn't really buy one of these, because I'm not really just trying to compound $80 into $90 into $100. We're trying to make substantial amounts of money, significant amounts of money that are actually going to mean something. So yeah, you could buy 10, 15, 20, 50 AWP Redlines or whatever. But if you're a newer investor, if you're looking for a cheaper way into the market, if you're looking for just maybe even a play skin that you just want to make a little tiny bit of money on, I actually think the AWP Redline is a decent place to start as far as AWP skins. And there's much worse skins, at least monetary wise, that you could buy in this game. Next up is the AWP Asiimov. This thing is an absolute classic. If you look at the whole lifetime graph of this thing, it maybe doesn't look as impressive at first, because the prices used to be so high back in the day. This thing was like $165 when it first came out. But if we just kind of zoom into more recently, since prices kind of dropped to it for around $30-$35 as it was in cases more and more, this thing has killed it over the past couple of years. Got as low as like $25, and now this is the field tested. I believe this is as high as it gets. Field tested is up to around $195 now. This thing has just done awesome year over year. This thing just consistently does good. It's one of the most iconic skins in the game. It's not necessarily rare enough to get into that really, really crazy upper echelon, of like $1,000 skins or anything like that, but still, being around $200 for the top Asiimov is very, very cool. I also love the battle scarred Asiimov, the fact that you can get it as like the black Amov in like the 0.95, 0.94, 0.96 float range. Those things, actually, I was just looking, the cheapest black Amov you can get is about $400 right now. So if you are looking for maybe a little bit more expensive, a little bit cooler Asiimov, I think the black Amov is a great choice as well. But the Asiimov is one that I expect to just kind of keep going up. I think it's very, very cool. I think even new players are going to recognize how cool, the Nerf style looks or whatever right away. And I think this is going to be a skin that's in some people's price range, and it's definitely going to keep going up. It hasn't really stopped going up yet, and I don't see a reason why it's going to anytime soon. Next up here, I have the Oni Taiji, and I think this is actually the next skin that I'm about to add to my portfolio. I think after this video, I'm probably about to buy a new minimal wear Oni Taiji. You know, I kind of just put money into my portfolio right now. I'm putting a little bit of money in each week, just depending on, you know, how much I get paid at work, putting a percentage of my paycheck aside and all that stuff. And I think the minimal wear Oni Taiji checks all the boxes and is in the exact price range that I'm looking for. But this thing has killed it. Not only is it very cool, you know, it's got like some Asian art style going on. It's got like a samurai guy. It's got like a devil guy. The art's absolutely beautiful. It's purple, you know, kind of a unique, interesting, different color in CSGO. But man, this graph is just so awesome as well. This one's never been super cheap. You know, it got down to like $50 or somewhere around there. But ever since then, it's just been killing it. Right now, this is the factory new, which is around $835 right now. You know, we're starting to get a little bit more expensive, but again, you want to be getting that big money into skins. The big money, the top of the market is really going to lead the market, I think, for most skins. Right now we're about $835, but if we look back, you know, to last June, we were at $489. If we look back to the June before that, you know, prices did kind of spike there for a little bit. We were around, you know, $450. So that year wasn't amazing, but then if you go back even a year further, you know, you can see it was like $150, $200. So it's really been compounding very well year over year. This graph, I think, looks amazing. Again, I've been looking at a ton of graphs. Not all of the CSGO skin graphs look like this. There's a lot of even Awps that do not have graphs that look like this. On the Taiji is definitely has a lot of great things going for it, and it's one that I just expect to continue to rise. I can see why it has done so good. It's rare, it has beautiful design, it's going to have good demand, and I think this one's going to keep killing it. Next up is the AWP Graphite. This is one that a lot of people talk about. It's a little bit cheaper, so you know it's a little bit easier to get into. $284 for the factory new right now. The graph is really awesome. This thing's been as cheap as like $5, and it's up to $285 now. But you can see it just consistently climbs, just year after year, just gets up a little bit more and gets up a little bit more. Not really any huge spikes recently. Definitely some big spikes going on, but just consistent growth year after year after year. It's shown that it is, you know, just a skin that people really like. It's a very nice skin for crafting. It's a very simple and clean op that really looks good with all different kinds of colorful stickers on it. A lot of great holos that people really love. I would probably own an AWP Graphite already. My biggest reservation about it right now is that I've seen it in CS2, and I don't know how great it looks in CS2. I don't really think it looks all that great. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to drop or crash or anything, because obviously people have already seen it in CS2 and it hasn't crashed just yet. But this one I want to wait on. I want to see if the demand and the hype and the popularity sticks around into CS2. And if, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 months into CS2, if this graph is still consistently going up and people are still digging this thing as a, you know, popular op and a good thing to craft with in CS2, I will definitely be picking one of these up. But this thing so far has been an amazing investment over the years. It's actually at a more affordable price range. I think it's going to keep going up. Like I said, barring any, you know, change in market opinion as CS2 comes out, but I really like it, and I think it's great. Finally, the last one on this list, this one I do not own yet, but I will own at some point in the future for sure. It's at the top of my list of like things that I'm very close to buying right now. It's maybe a little bit out of the price range I'm willing to spend at this time, but you know, as my portfolio builds up, it'll obviously be easier and easier to pick up some of these a little bit more expensive items. This is the AWP Lightning Strike, just such a classic CSGO skin right now, going for about $785 factory new. Back in the day, this thing was as low as like $9, $10, and it's just consistently gone up. It's simple, it's clean. Some people say it's ugly, some people say the Lightning is low res or whatever, but it's rare, it's old, it's got high demand, people love it. You know, there's a lot of like nostalgia and stuff that like maybe a lot of CS2 players won't have for it, so maybe it's not the necessarily the best gun that CS2 players are just absolutely going to eat up and love, but I love the idea of the Lightning. Again, another purple op. It's simple, like I said, it's clean, and it just works for whatever reason. There's a lot of these classic skins that are maybe too simple or not very cool or just kind of fall flat, but this one just has a certain something to it that just makes it work and just makes people love it, and that's why it's just been able to consistently climb in price year after year. And again, when I look at a graph like this and I see that this thing has just shown consistent returns, I don't have any reason to say that this thing's going to slow down anytime soon, and that's why I have the AWP Lightning Strike in my top 5 ops that I'm going to consider buying before CS2 comes out, and I think you should as well. But obviously, at the end of the day, you know, I'm just giving you guys some information, giving you guys some ideas. Make decisions on your own, make decisions that you actually believe in and are going to, you know, trust in the long term. But yeah, these are my picks. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Hopefully catch you in the next one, but until then, peace.